Alright, so this exercise is really for your instructors. There are three things that I want to go over here that continually come up when the instructor is receiving your work. One of them has to do with text and how text is sent over to the instructor. I've just clicked on this text and you can see that this is live text, and I have two fonts here. The problem with this is when you go to send me, the instructor, your file, you're on your computer and I'm on my computer, and we might have different fonts available on our computers. So one of the things that happens is our text will sometimes not display properly because I don't have the font that you are using. If you send it to me as a PDF, it will display fine. But if I go to open this up in Adobe Illustrator, it will not display because of the way Illustrator is set up. So there's a very simple thing that I want you to understand you should do whenever you're getting ready to send something over to me or any instructor, so that when they get this, they will have the ability, it's a very simple technique, they have the ability to look at the fonts that you are using in your project. This pretty much is limited to Adobe Illustrator, and you'll be doing a lot of work in Adobe Illustrator, so I want to make sure you understand this. So now that I have this font set up, not set up but selected, very simply I'm just going to go up to the Type menu and I'm going to go Create Outlines. And now if you see what happened here, this is no longer live text, this is outlines. And they are basically graphic shapes. When I deselect this, don't look any different, but now this will display properly for me when you are sending this over to me and I try to open it up in Adobe Illustrator. It doesn't matter whether it's a PDF that you send me or an Adobe AI file. Because you have created outlines for this text is now going to display properly for me. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I'm going to move to my next artboard, which is a blank artboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to embed a linked graphic into your program. So I'm going to go to the File menu and I'm going to go Place. And I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to find the graphic that I want, which is right there. It's actually a bitmap, a photograph. There's my bitmap. It's a little bit large, so what I'm going to do is hold the Shift and the Alt key down and I'm going to reduce its size. So there you have it. That's my linked graphic. When you bring these graphics into your file, most all the time they are linked, which means essentially they're not really within the document. So if you were to try to send this document to me as a PDF, it probably would display fine because a PDF respects the linking that goes on. In Adobe Illustrator, it does not. You have to do something special to make that link complete. So what you would do is you go to the Windows menu, and I think I might have it open already. Oops, I'm sorry. Yes, I do. Right over here, there's my links panel. Now take a look. You can see right here is my image, and it's called mask.jpg. That's the actual image that's there. Notice that over here you don't see a little graphic. Okay? That's what we're looking for, that little graphic. If there was a little graphic there, that would mean that the image is embedded. So what we want to do is we want to embed this image. We're going to come to the drop-down menu here, and we're going to look for Embed Image right there. Embed Image. I'm going to click on Embed Image, and notice that now this layer has that little graphic. I really don't know what that graphic is supposed to be, other than it just shows you that this now is an embedded graphic. What's the difference between linking and embedding? Linking is basically just, it is telling you where to go to find that on your site, whereas embedding it makes it a piece directly embedded in the file. It makes the file a little bit bigger, but when you send this to me, because this is embedded right here, I am going to be able to find that, and I will have no trouble displaying this image. Very often what will happen is you'll send something to me, the text will not be outlined, and I'm not able to see the text properly, and the images are not embedded. So what happens is it gives me these little messages saying can't find the image, and I have to basically ditch what I'm doing because I'm not able to find the image because it's not embedded. or I'm not able to see the text because the text hasn't been turned into outlines. So those are the two little steps that I wanted to show you. This is a very easy one. Just remember what I showed you. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the File menu. I'm going to go Save As, and I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to save this as an Adobe PDF, and I'm going to hit Save. And of course, I'm going to come in here, and because you are basically just presenting this to me as your instructor, you don't have to do a whole lot here. You just basically want to make sure that you use the Illustrator default, and one of the options that you really want here, you don't have to worry about these too much, but the one that you do want is the Preserve Illustrator Editing Capabilities. That gives me, the instructor, and any other instructor for that matter, the ability to open this up in Illustrator and play with it just as if it were an Illustrator file. So just remember, when you're saving it for a PDF, you can use the Illustrator default and make sure that Preserve Illustrator Editing Capabilities is checked. That's all you have to worry about. The rest of the stuff you don't have to worry about here, unless for some reason within the constructs of your assignment we need marks and bleed or some other thing. But we'll deal with that at a different time. This just gives you an idea of Illustrator default and Preserve Illustrator Editing Capabilities. Save PDF, and then that's it. We're done. And if I were to go to my desktop, there is my Adobe PDF right there. That's it. I'm finished with this. I want to thank you, and good night.